Wrote this. It's called Don't Judge Me, Love Me. Even the world says only God could judge me. The thought of that is lovely, but most people only want to hug me or love me if I'm a perfect angel. Instead of letting the one above me judge me for my sin, they begin the conversation about what I do wrong and not what I do right, making light of the fact that all have sinned and fallen short of God's glory. So why do you super saints sugarcoat your story? Maybe be transparent about your testimony instead of stoning me. Since he without sin shall cast the first stone, I guess all stones should be left alone and never thrown. Yet you throw stones that can't be physically shown. You know, the ones you can't see, like the ones where you attack me verbally or stare with your evil eye to hurt me. You look down on people because of their tats, piercings, and tight clothes, calling them thugs and hoes. Or you look down on people because of your title, calling them average Joes. But what if you're the only believer he or she knows? I don't mean to offend, but we need to judge our judgments. It's not good for your spiritual health if you're not honest with yourself. Our relationship with God should encourage us to look deep within. The truth is, judging others is sin. Wait, no, I'm not talking about addressing people's issues to help Christ win. I'm talking unapologetically, never empathetically, unregrettably imposing your will. Instead of judging them away, we need to love on them to stay. I guess then I should ask some questions. Isn't God worthy? Doesn't he show you grace and mercy? How does he bless you when you curse me? Are you God's gift to God and he can't see past your facade? If he brought you from a mighty long way, shouldn't you have something more Christ-like to say? If you truly follow the Son of Man, shouldn't you have a helping hand in non-believers getting covered by the blood of the Lamb? See, me, I love God and I want to make it to heaven, so I'm going to do my best to follow Matthew 7. Judging you will be judged by the same measure. It's funny, all my life I wanted to be tall. In this case, I hope God measures me small. And I thank him for Christ who bared it all. So whether you wear a mental health diagnosis, criminal, or sinner as your label, you should always be welcome to sit at a Christian's table. I believe you're people too. Even Jesus said healthy people don't need a doctor, sick people do. As non-believers, as Christians, you need to open your spiritual eyes and realize a non-believer's greatest connection to God is their connection to you. So don't be a hypocrite. Do what God asks you to do. Even Jesus left the flock to go after the lost sheep, but you super saints can't do that if your spirit is weak. How do you look at the speck in your brother's eye and not consider the plank in your own eye? Why? Do you subconsciously tell yourself a lie? You had 20/20 vision to other people's problems, but turn a blind eye to your own issues. Better yet, when you go through something, you expect others to pass the tissues. As Christians, we're all called to minister in some form of fashion. Some are called to preach to the masses, and others are called to help with Christ-like interactions. But the biggest barrier to ministering is your own issue, so I wish you work on yourself, praying and studying versus minimal attempts to read, so we can lead by example and inspire others to believe. We're supposed to be the light of the world, but we play games with salvation like double dutch girls. We need to increase the value of our glow so we can let non-believers know it's time for their light to grow. And then when they begin to open their eyes, the light will creep up like a sunrise. And to everyone's surprise, their faith will begin to grow in size. Then they will have the discernment to distinguish the difference between the truth and the lies. So let's look to the Most High, put our flesh to the side, let our spirit rise, so in the end the kingdom gets the prize.